All right, let's dive right into one of the biggest matchups in Conference USA. We're talking FIU versus Jacksonville State, a game that had huge championship implications. And let me tell you, the results sent a shockwave through the entire league. We're going to break it all down for you, game day style.
Okay, let's not waste a second. We're starting with the only number that really, truly matters, the final score. A commanding 38-24 win for the FIU Panthers. But you know, the final score here, it doesn't even begin to tell the whole story of how this game went down.
And make no mistake about it, this was not just another notch in the win column. This was a message, a loud and clear statement to every other team in the conference that FIU is for real, and they are the team to beat.
So, what was on the line here? Why was this game so critical? Well, to really feel the weight of this win, you got to understand the context of where things stood heading into this one.
I mean, listen, FIU wasn't just having a good season, they were having a historically great one. They rolled into this game on an absolute tear, riding a massive wave of momentum, and putting together one of the best records this program has ever seen.
So the pressure was on, big time. This wasn't just about trying to get to 10 wins. A victory here meant they could stop scoreboard watching. They wouldn't need to hope for other teams to lose. The road to the conference championship was right there in front of them, and it was theirs for the taking.
So how did the Panthers respond to all that pressure? Well, they didn't just respond, they came out and delivered an absolute masterclass in dominance right from the opening whistle.
You know, the entire story of this game, pretty much the whole thing, was written in the first 30 minutes. The offense was just firing on all cylinders, executing with insane precision, and honestly, Jacksonville State just had no answer. It was a complete firestorm.
And this number right here, this says it all. 31-0. By the time they hit the locker room for halftime, this game was, for all practical purposes, over. Just an unbelievable, crushing lead for the Panthers.
Now look, you got to give some credit to the Gamecocks. They didn't just roll over. They came out in the second half and they fought, putting up 24 points. But that first half hole FIU dug for them, it wasn't a hole, it was a canyon. The mountain was just way too high to climb.
You know, a performance that explosive doesn't just happen. It's always fueled by some incredible individual efforts. So let's shine a spotlight on the guys who really stepped up and powered this incredible win.
And where else can you possibly start with a guy under center, Keone Jenkins? He has been a picture of efficiency all season long, and in a game with this much on the line, he was just masterful, leading that offense with absolute surgical precision.
But just look at these numbers. I mean, check out that accuracy. 24 of 27 passes completed for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns? Folks, that is not just good. That is elite, championship-level play from your quarterback.
So while Jenkins was controlling the skies, the heart and soul of this FIU attack, senior running back Kejon Hoens, was putting on an absolute clinic of his own.
I mean, this guy was the definition of a weapon, a threat to score every time he touched the ball. He gets it done on the ground, he gets it done through the air. He was just everywhere, proving once again why he's the engine that makes this whole offense go. Okay, so the individual stars were shining bright, for sure. But football is the ultimate team game, right? And when you look at the team numbers, man, that's where you see the full story of total domination. And this chart right here just says it all, doesn't it? FIU outgained Jacksonville State by almost 140 yards. That is not a small gap, my friends. That is a chasm. That tells you exactly who was owning the line of scrimmage. So here's the recipe for how you win a game like this. First, you dominate through the air. Check. Then, you build a brick wall and completely shut down their run game. Double check. And finally, you execute on those critical third downs. That is the exact formula for a blowout victory. So, a massive, statement-making win. But what does it all mean when you zoom out? What's the big picture for the Panthers as the season starts to wind down?
Well, first and foremost, you've got that incredible record. 10 wins and just 1 loss. I mean, let that sink in for a second. We are watching one of the best seasons this program has ever had.
And here's the bottom line, the absolute best part. This win puts them in the driver's seat. No more scoreboard watching, no more hoping other teams lose. Their destiny is firmly in their own hands. It's simple. You win the last game, you're playing for a championship.
Which leaves us all with one final question, doesn't it? When you look at this team, with an offense this explosive, a defense this tough, and a quarterback playing out of his mind,
You have to ask, is there anyone in Conference USA that can actually stop these guys from winning it all? I guess we're about to find out.